All right, guys, here it is, the Adventure 2, right? Like I just want to do this with it. Oh, I just want to give it a hug because back in 2021 is when I purchased my very first bike that I had purchased in like 30 years. It was an e-bike. It was called the Aventon Aventure. And if you've been on my channel, you've seen that I've done a lot of videos with that bike. I love that bike. When I do reviews on other bikes, I'm still thinking of the Adventure and how that compares, how the new bike compares to that. Well, Aventon came out with a new version and it's here. So the very first day that it came out, I saw it, I had to purchase it, finally got here. Box is looking a little rough because it's a snowstorm up here in Chicago, but we are still here to get it done. I'm gonna ride this thing in the bad weather because it's a fat tire bike. It's what it's made for. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I don't have a problem doing that. So let's get into this so we can get it together, talk about the features, and then get this thing on the road. Aventon has thought of a lot of things when it came to just the packaging of their bikes. Now, if you've seen other videos where I've done other bikes, you just see me, I like manhandle it. I just like an ape and I just lift it up out of there and put it down. Well, Aventon made it super easy for you to get access to this bike. Check it out. So we're gonna open up the box and it has a 4-step telling you exactly what to do to get access to this bike. All right, talked about doing this. Has an arrow pointing to where the accessory box is. So you're gonna pull the accessory box right out of here and then we can remove the box. From there, there's 4 of these plastic clamps at the bottom. I mean, I'm missing one, but you get the idea. So we're gonna pull those out. Let's close this lid back up. Then we can just lift it off. Let's go. Aventon is the first company that I know of that has switched to all sustainable packaging, right? Like there's no zip ties in here. There's no styrofoam. It's just all recyclable paper. And that is impressive to include the ties, right? Instead of the zip ties, they've just made paper rope. Okay. Impressive. Before we hop into the assembly part of this, it probably would help to take a look at the accessory kit to see what's all in there. Okay, you have the scan code for the video on how to put it together. You have some paperwork with also installation instructions for the back rack, actually. You have your charger, you have your tool, you have some grease that you're gonna need for your pedals. You have your pedals. Here is the Aventon multi-use tool. I like the fact that it's now yellow so that you can see it a lot easier. And we got some clamps for the reflectors. This should be a spare part, yep, spare parts. So that's it, let's go, let's get this thing together. Aventon has a great assembly video for this bike. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you the link to that so that you can just follow along. And through the power of editing, the bike is already put together. This is Aventon Adventure's 2nd generation of their Adventure bike. It's called the Adventure 2. It's their #1 fat-selling e-tire bike, and for good reason. The first version was an excellent model, and this one just makes improvements on top of that. Here, let me show you. The Adventure comes in 2 versions, a step over and a step through. It also comes in 2 sizes, regular and large, and 2 colors for each version of the bike. It comes in 2 colors, this slate gray or a green version that they call camouflage. Currently, this is a step over, so it has a regular and a large. Regular is good for someone who is 5'4" to 5'10", and that's me because I am 5'9". Now the large starts at 5'10" if you're 5'10", and it goes all the way up to 6'4". The step through starts off at 4'11". So if you're 4'11", that's great, goes all the way up to 5'7". The large starts at 5'7" and goes all the way up to 6'1". So now you know the sizes of the bikes. The step-through models also come in 2 colors. They have a blue and they have a black. That blue is beautiful. I really wish that they would have done the blue in this step-over model. Both bikes, or both versions of the bike, retail for $18.99. The Aventure weighs 77 pounds and has a payload of 400 pounds. Now, the original version shipped to you in a Class 2, and you had to use the app to unlock it to a Class 3. Well, this bike already gets shipped to you as a Class 3, taking you up to 28 miles per hour. This is also the first bike that I've seen that you can purchase additional accident insurance. Okay, you've seen my videos, so you know, yeah, I went ahead and did that. They have between 1 year and 3 years, and it starts off at $119 for the first year, and then it goes up to $239 for the 3-year program. The Aventon also comes standard with this back rack. Before, it was an additional purchase with the original Aventure, but with this, it's included in the price. The Aventure 2 comes with a 750 watt rear hub motor. It does have the ability to peak out at 1,130 watts. The Aventure 2 comes with a 720 watt hour, 15 amp, 48 volt battery. Great thing about this is that if you already own an Aventure, these batteries are interchangeable. And that's a really good thing. But if not, if this is your first fat tire Aventure bike, well, you can charge it 2 different ways. You can charge it through this little, you lift this little rubber port out right here, and you can plug it in directly while it's connected to the bike, or you use these yellow key, pull the battery out, and charge it separately. Then to put the battery back in, all you do is, well, get the key out of the way, push it in, hear the click, and pull the key out. As you can see, the Aventon keys look a little bit different. They're now yellow, makes them easy to find, and also if you have other bikes, well, now you can tell them apart. Even the battery charger on this bike is pretty cool. Now, it's a 3 amp charger, so it's gonna charge your bike within like 4 to 5 hours. But when you plug it in, the A is gonna turn red, and then when things are ready, it's gonna turn green. It also comes with a Shimano 8-speed transmission, a Shimano Altus derailleur, and trigger shifters. Now, one thing I like is the fact that it shows up stock with a derailleur guard, which is what the old version didn't have. The Aventure 2 comes with a Tektro hydraulic 2-piston brake system. It also has 180 millimeter rotors to ensure that you're going to stop on time. The front fork is fully adjustable. It has 180 millimeters of play, but the great thing is it's hydraulic. And I know it says Aventon, but it's actually a zoom brake, and you can make an adjustment. It has a lockout up here if you want it to be stiff so that it doesn't adjust, or you can leave it free, but you can make adjustments on the other side on how much suspension and play that you want in your front fork. For grip, the Aventure 2 is running on 26 by 4 inch Innova fat tires. Now they have a great knobby print on them, and they also have a puncture resistant liner to keep you hopefully rolling down the road without any issues. The bike is also going to come standard with a quick release seat post and metal fenders. Now I know you guys see my foldy lock right here, and I already had and put that together when I was assembling the bike. That does not come stock with the bike, but if you're interested in it, I'll leave a link down below. Your bike, it also comes with its very own phone app. That's right. So you can connect your phone to your bike, and it gives you all kinds of information. That right there could be another video all within itself. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to this link right here that will take you right to Aventon's video that shows you everything this app can do. Let's talk about how we operate the bike. First, to turn the bike on, you're going to reach down and click the battery button real quick that's on the side of the bike. From there, you're going to reach up and hit this center button right here, and you're going to hold it for 3 seconds. From there, it brings your display on. It's going to start off with 0 pedal assist at all. You have your up and down arrow buttons that will help you cycle through the 4 levels of pedal assist. By hitting the middle button, it can go through different screens. It can talk about trip distance, total miles, calories burned, trees saved, just different stuff like that. Right here's your throttle, so you can just push that. The bike will go forward, and you have a brake over here. This bike is also equipped with dual brake lights and turn signals. Now the turn signals are right here, so if you want to go left, you're just going to hit the left button. The turn signal starts to work. As you can see, it's showing up here on your dash to show you. Now if you forget, and so that doesn't look like you're turning left, you know, like around the world, which we've seen all with drivers, this will automatically turn off after 15 blinks. The turn signals and brake lights work no matter whether the headlight's on or not, but if you want to turn your headlight on, all you do is hold this plus button for 3 seconds. It turns the headlight on and it turns the taillights on. It's super easy. Whenever you want to shut the bike off, you can just hold the power button down again for 3 seconds. The display shuts off, and the battery will shut off after 10 minutes, or you can just reach down, tap the battery again, and turn it off. What do you say we take this bike out on the road and give it an actual road test? Now, unfortunately, the outdoors is not heated. It's about 25 degrees. It's snowing. It has been for a couple of days. There's not that much snow. It doesn't matter. Either way, this bike should plow through it as my original version did as well. But, you know, it's just kind of sad that I'm taking this beautiful new bike and the first thing I'm doing is I'm just taking it out to trash it. Somebody's got to do it. So let's get on the road. To ensure that I would have the best survivability rate of this review, I went ahead and put about 11 pounds of pressure in the tires. We are cruising down the 606. The temperature is like 26 degrees or something like that. I'll put it on the screen. And I'm already seeing more people on the trail than what I thought it would be. Okay, so here's what I noticed. My original bike was a large, and this one is a regular. But for some reason, I feel like I'm sitting up higher. Like with my other bike, I ended up having to get a different gooseneck for my handlebars so that I could angle it and bring them up higher. But with this, I feel like we're good. All right, this torque sensor makes it feel so natural. Like normally with this kind of like ice and whatever we got going on here, I would be a little hesitant to have it in any kind of pedal assist mode, knowing that I would need to at least have it in pedal assist 1. But right now we're in eco mode and we're just cruising around at 13 miles an hour. But here's the thing, like if I pedal faster, look, we just jumped forward. That is awesome. So let me put this thing in a higher gear, all right, because we don't want to go too fast. And because of this torque sensor, it totally adjusts to how you are pedaling. This, my friends, is a game changer. See, we're going up this hill. We pedal a little harder. I feel the motor kicking in, moving us up to 18 miles an hour. I'm in, I'm not even in the top gear. I've been like gear 4. And we are cruising at 16 miles an hour. I don't even know if I can do a speed test with this, but I can tell you what, we're not doing that today. That is not going to happen. I also don't think, there's no way I'm going to do a brake test because the only thing that will brake is me. So we're here in eco mode for economy. And we're just cruising down the road. Let me kick it up a gear. See how it feels? Wow, so if I really cranked on it right now, wow, okay. This bike is freaking awesome. A torque sensor, huge difference than a cadence sensor. I feel like I'm more one with the bike. I feel like I'm more in tune with it. I feel like everything's safer. Ooh, I don't have a bell. I will be excited to do a long-range test on this. I mean, I can see why they say 65 miles or 60 miles, whatever it is, in eco mode. Because, I mean, you can literally get up to 20 miles an hour on eco mode. And I know this thing will do 28. I mean, we're not doing that today, obviously. This is a nice day to ride. I feel like this is absolutely the best all-purpose type bike for this price range. I mean, $1,890. This thing's like it's like a Yukon or it's like the Denali or the Escalade of fat tire bikes. This thing not only has all the bells and whistles, but totally makes you feel confident riding this thing. I am loving this, guys. I don't even need I don't feel the need to put it in a higher gear. And is it just because of the weather? Well, that's one reason. You know what? Let's go ahead. All right, I put it into tour mode. Nothing changed. Like,
Normally, when you switch from like one pedal assist to the next, you feel that kick forward and the bike just launches. I moved it from Eco to Tour, nothing changed. But I bet if I pedal hard, hang on, let's see. Wow, that is so natural. And talk about confidence building. This thing definitely does that. All right, we're going up this hill. We're in Tour mode. And it's just pushing. It's just pushing up this hill. But the good thing about that is it doesn't feel like it wasn't forcing me up the hill. I don't think I've ever been... It doesn't even feel like this bike is electric. Like I am just one with the bike right now. This thing brings me much joy. Man, Aventon, you guys kill it. You know, when Aventon came out with the first Adventure, their original one, these guys really set the bar on when it came to these electric fat tire bikes. I'll be damned if they didn't do it again. I don't know how their bikes are going to compare. I just love the feeling of this thing. All right, let's do the throttle test. From here, we're going to see how fast the bike goes by just using throttle only. I'm going to kick it down to eco mode. Not sure if it's going to make any changes, so we're going to test that out. So throttle only, eco mode, and it you know what? It didn't launch off. It just slowly went forward, but I also didn't feel the hesitation in it either. All right, so as you can see, we are in eco mode, and it should lock out at 20. Okay, so it's not going to matter which mode you're in, which pedal assist mode. The throttle's going to take you to 20 miles an hour. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. But that's really not that's not the showstopper, guys. It's the torque. It's the torque sensor. Let's see, we're going to kick it up. So now I went back into eco, and we're just cruising around at 19 miles an hour in eco mode. All right, now we know if you had a cadence sensor, like pedal assist number 1 is only going to have you do like 8 or 10 miles an hour. And this is really up to you. I mean, I can go faster if I want. There we go. Right? It's amazing. It is amazing. I moved this thing into sport mode. Okay, now you can feel it really wanting to take you forward. I'm doing barely anything, and it's jumping us up. Like if I cranked on it, whew, 25, and I'm still in like 5th gear. I still got 3 more to go. Oh yeah. So here we are. We're in turbo, and this thing, the more I put pressure on the crank, the faster it goes. And this, you feel that though. You like feel it push you forward. With the other ones, you don't really feel it. Just feels more natural. This feels natural too, but you feel like it's like go time, you know. Definitely feels like go time in turbo mode. Let's go ahead and check out these turn signals so you can actually see what they look like when they're moving. To make the turn signals work, all you do is you hit that button once, and as you can see, the turn signals are going. Now, if I don't touch it, it'll turn off after 15 blinks, but you can turn it off here, or you can hit your left one and make that go. Let me go ahead and turn the headlight off, and that way you can see how bright the turn signals are with or without them and how noticeable they are. There you go. And then how bright the brake lights are. Oh yeah.
With the new Aventon, I kept noticing that I had the brake was making some noise. And so I figured I'd just run it over here because I figured maybe it wasn't adjusted right. Well, actually, the rotor was a little off. So right now they are true in the rotor. And then we're going to put the bike back together and we'll be back on the road. This bike shop is awesome. It's called the Bike Lane. It's here in Chicago. They work on all of my e-bikes. And I was literally able to bring it in and said, hey, could you guys look at this right now? And they're like, yes, we will get you going and out the door. I'm telling you what, if you live in Chicago area and you have an e-bike, well, they do sell them here. But if you need to have it repaired, this is the place to go. All right, I got it fixed. We are back out on the road and we're gonna go home and I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. Not only is this bike gorgeous, but it is like a high luxury SUV on the snow. I mean, I wanted to do like a review, but it really just turned out to be a first ride. And I had such a good time. I'm so excited. I have an appointment tomorrow that is like 30 minutes away, and this is the bike that I'll be riding to get there. I mean, it's a no-brainer for the snow. This thing is a beast. Although there is one thing that I saw that some of you guys might not like. With this rack system, there's no hook down here for like, so if you have panniers, I don't know what you're gonna hook it to, because there's no little brackets down here. If you wanted to run some straps or whatever, you're not gonna be able to run it from the sides. But you know what, that's the only thing I saw with this bike that's like a negative. The torque sensor is amazing. You feel like you're one with the bike. You know, the brakes are awesome. So if you were wondering, you know, should I have my bike shipped to a local bike store or put it together myself? There's nothing wrong with putting it together yourself. I ended up having an issue. We think that I might have, while putting the bike together, maybe squeezed the brake lever a little bit and it brought those pads in before the rotor was in there. But as we did some more research, we found out that the rotor needed to be trued, so it was just a little bit bent. I mean, now it's perfect. So you can have it shipped to your local bike store because they see all that stuff before you get it. So by the time you get it, it just runs perfect. This is such a nice bike, guys. It really is. It is the king. It is the king of the $2,000 fat tire e-bikes. Now, if you're interested in this bike, I do have a link below. It'll give you the updated pricing, and you can just get one of these bad boys, whether it be the step through or the step over. You're not going to go wrong with a bike like this. Oh boy, I don't even know where to go with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'm going to see you on the next one because I'm going to be doing a lot of different tests with this bike. And until then, enjoy the ride.